Welcome to Bed Crime Stories podcast. I'm your host, T. And if true crime is your jam, and like me, you enjoy delving into unsolved cases, trying to figure out who done it, please consider subscribing. So, if you enjoy my videos, please hit that like button. The Don Wells Family Official YouTube channel posted a letter yesterday that allegedly was written by Don. A rather creepy computer-generated voice reads the letter aloud. The letter announces that Don sent a letter to his daughter and one to the person or persons who may have her. It promises to post those two letters in the days to come. The author states that these letters were not ordered by the media manager and that they were not written to manipulate law enforcement or the American court system. Anytime Don Wells proactively speaks out, in fact, anytime any of the trio, including Candus and Grandis and Don, proactively speaks out, you can bet your bippy that they are trying to manipulate either the public or the court or both. I agree with YouTuber Don B, who said he thinks this letter stuff is a move by Don in anticipation of a trial about the custody of the Wells three boys. Personally, I think Don wants his kids back. Candus, well, she's a different story. I'm pretty sure she would prefer her life without the responsibility for her three children at this point. The Department of Children's Services in Tennessee asks parents whose kids are removed from the home to attend the health and medical appointments with their children, to attend family therapy when prescribed, and to participate in their children's treatment plans, to stay in touch with their children's caseworker, to visit and communicate with their children as agreed upon, and to pay child support if it's ordered by the court. Candus has been everywhere and anywhere other than visiting her three boys. In fact, in many ways, it looks like she was living her best life after the boys and Don were removed from 110 Ben Hill Road. She appeared to be having fun hanging out with the likes of Benny Keys, Ernie Shell, and God knows who else. She definitely wasn't out looking for summer, and she wasn't visiting her boys if the rumors we've heard are true. It was said early on that both Don and Candus were supposed to visit their boys for Christmas and take them presents. That apparently never happened. I sure hope that the boys were not promised a visit from their parents only to be crushed when no one turned up. According to the Tennessee DCS Clients' Rights Handbook, parents can voluntarily surrender their parental rights. Parental rights may also be terminated involuntarily if the judge of a chancery, circuit, or juvenile court finds that it is in the child's best interests. At that point, the parents are no longer legally responsible for their kids, and the kids become eligible for adoption. It appears that in Tennessee, when DCS establishes grounds for terminating parental rights, there's a trial and the court decides what's in the best interest of the children. If a parent is found to have knowingly abused or neglected a child under 18 so as to adversely affect the child's health and welfare, it is considered a Class A misdemeanor. But if the abused or neglected child is 8 years of age or less, the penalty is a Class E felony. Note that the Wells boys' ages in 2021, when Summer disappeared, were 12, 9, and 7, so the youngest boy was under the age of 8. If the court believes a parent or both parents are guilty of knowingly abusing their child, the court will have the parent or parents brought before the court either by a summons or a warrant. If the parent or parents plead not guilty, the juvenile judge or general sessions judge has the power to bind the person over to the grand jury. Upon being bound over to the grand jury, the parent or parents may be prosecuted on an indictment filed by the district attorney general. The juvenile court judge or general sessions judge has the power to proceed to hear the case without a jury if the person requests a hearing and expressly waives the grand jury investigation and trial. So it appears that if and when Don and Candus are charged, they can either plead guilty or not guilty, of course, and they can request a hearing instead of a trial, or they can demand a trial. So let's say that Don and Candus, or one of them, is found guilty of a Class E felony for their treatment of their youngest boy. In Tennessee, Class E felonies carry sentences of between 1 and 6 years in prison and fines of up to $3,000. And if they're found guilty of knowingly abusing or neglecting their other older sons, the penalties for a Class A misdemeanor include up to 11 months, 29 days in jail. Note that that's the exact sentence Don got for violating his probation, and or fines of up to $2,500. I think it's safe to say that the Wells' journey ahead is going to be fraught with additional wranglings with the law, even if they aren't charged in connection with Summer's disappearance. The entire story of Summer Wells and her family is just plain old sad. It highlights what can happen when people abuse drugs, alcohol, and the law. Can Candus and Don turn their ships around and become good, solid, stable parents? I hate to be pessimistic, but if Candus was offered rehab and refused it, then it sounds like she's not ready to change her life's path. I believe Don must attend rehab as part of his current sentence. Will that be enough to change him permanently so that he never touches a drug again? According to the National Institute of Drug Abuse, 85% of individuals relapse within a year of treatment. The odds don't look very good. In some ways, Don's best shot at getting clean would be to remain behind bars. I know that drugs and alcohol are available in prison, and prisoners are known to make something called pruno, or prison wine, using apples, oranges, fruit cocktail, fruit juice, hard candy, sugar, and even crumbled bread. It actually sounds like it might taste pretty good. But unless Don has something good to trade, I don't think he can easily get his hands on something like meth in prison. From my own experience with having a relative who became addicted to heroin, then robbed 3 grocery stores to get money to buy more heroin, which then landed him in prison for 10 years, he got clean while incarcerated for those 10 years. In fact, he detoxed in the prison without any assistance. He didn't have any choice. Believe it or not, he hasn't touched a needle or alcohol since he was released. If Don is sent away for charges of SA in Utah and or charges in relation to his youngest son, it might be the only way he gets free from the stranglehold of an alleged meth addiction and alcoholism. As for Candus, I feel the law is about to catch up with her too, and who knows where that might lead her. All in all, things are looking bleak for both Don Wells and Candus Bly. Until the next time on Bed Crime Stories. Now you know the protocol. On your way out, hit that like button, leave me a comment, subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, and if you want to support the hard work I do here at Bed Crime Stories, you can do so right down there in the comments.
Mr. Don Wells has sent a letter to his daughter. Summer Moon Utah Wells, as well as a letter to the persons who may have her. These letters have been held and scheduled to be posted in days to come. We ask the greatest respect be given these letters. Questions and answers from June 15, 2022 that apply now also. The media manager did not order these letters, but they were written by Mr. Wells on his own accord. These letters are not written to manipulate law enforcement or the American court system. Those individuals saying these statements and who choose to analyze these letters for nefarious reasons should, in the opinion of this editor, be avoided. There is a way to analyze that is humane. The letters will be displayed as received. We all realize that within 30 to 90 days, Mr. Wells will have fully completed his commitment to the Hawkins County court system. In less than 30 days, Judge Ross will look at the sentence and guide it accordingly. Anything currently posted on social media discussions about Mr. Wells in these days before early August and/or October 30, 2022, or immediately after, is speculation and rumor. Please settle in your hearts to let these letters speak for themselves. May we all allow what is written to nestle in our hearts, and our compassion as fellow human beings be our lighthouse.